Okay, so this is project 1 for the summertime. This is my Lowloader, which I'm recommissioning. It's a 6-ton triaxle beaver tail Lowloader. It's about 20 foot long, I think it's 6 foot 7 wide. Tractor drawn one. It's a triaxle. First two axles are from a twin axle Transit, I think, or twin wheel Transit, and the back one's from a Bedford, kind of the same. So I'm just doing a bit of work on it because I want to use it this summertime. I want to use it for transporting a vintage combine. It's an Activ 800. It's just a little bit too big really to put on the Williams trailer and tow behind the Jeep. So I'm doing a bit of work on this one to get this ready. So a few jobs to do. Tires, need to modify the ramp slightly. I put a new front cross member, and I'm going to modify the hitch a little bit as well. Okay, so this is one of the tires that I took off. I'm not replacing all of them, just a few that need to be done, just 2 of them for the moment, but in reality they all will need to be done at some stage because they are quite old tires and a bit perished. I mean, you can see the state of this one, you know, and you can stick your finger out through it like that. They're pretty crap. Okay, so 2 new tires. I just replaced 2 of the worst of them. Some of those ones still in great shape, but they'll do for the moment. They're just car tires, 175/80 14s. A little bit narrow, I suppose, but I would have liked 185s. But they're fine. I see here max load 560 kg and max pressure 44 psi. So max load 560 kg, if you take it even at 500, that's 2 ton per axle. 3 axles is 6 tons. So even if I had all car tires, I'm still within the limits with these. Perfect. Now the other side. Okay, so we have the Lowloader back in again for the final bit of work. I just want to do a bit of work on these ramps. They're too narrow for the combine to go up on it safely anyway, so I just want to modify them a little bit, make them a bit wider. I just marked out the track width for the combine there on the trailer. So you have a center line, and that's where the front and rear wheels are going to be when they're going up. And as you can see, the ramp's a bit narrow for that. So I might just get away with adding a little bit to either side of the ramp, and then just a few little feet along the bottom of it just to stabilize it. But do that on both of them. Okay, so I have the ramps somewhat modified. The modification I did was welding these outriggers onto the side of the ramp. There's just box section just welded on to the edge of the ramps, 4 on each side, and I'm just going to bolt timber onto that. Okay, so we are finally done. There's my ramps, timber bolted on. It's I'm not sure, it's about 1.25 inch teak bolted on to the ramps. And I also modified the headboard on the trailer, as you can see. So basically just cut off the top piece off it, cut out about an 18-inch section, there's the 2 pieces there, and welded the top piece back on just so I have it nice and low. The reason I did this is just to allow the head of the combine to actually sit up over the front of the trailer, because the trailer is only about 20 foot long, and I don't want, if possible, I don't want the rear axle of the combine sitting on the beaver tail. I'd like to have it sitting on the flat. So I think we're just about ready to get a combine up there. So this is the combine that we're going to put up on the Lowloader. It's an Aktiv 800, 8-foot cut. Not really sure what weight it is. I think it's about 2 tons, something in around that. It's not very heavy for the size of it anyway. It's Perkins 4-cylinder diesel engine, and it's a pretty straight machine, about 1964 or that. We're going to load it up now. Hopefully it'll all go to plan. Hopefully this thing will actually start.